Most of the cases we are coming across where the buildings, the construction has not been completed. So every buyer is, suffering.
Okay.
So the best thing is to come ahead, and the most appropriate remedy they can seek is to take over the project. So they can, I heard a previous speaker, government cannot interfere in the private projects. It's a project, it's an agreement between the developer and the customers. Yes, the government has now intervened. They have appointed a regulator. The regulator will do his job in the future.
Okay.
But today, the most practical solution is to go to the court and take a response where you can, the remedy which is provided under RERA, the buyer should say that we have got money, we will take over the project, we will construct, give the project to us.
Okay, we'll speak to you a little later again about the kind of success rate that people have had so far in seeking this legal remedy. I'd just like to go across to our colleague Radhika Ramaswamy, who's been reporting on this issue and has been spending a lot of time with home buyers. Radhika, over to you. It's their space. What exactly are some of the questions if they have, if they want to ask any of our guests, and the kind of responses really that they have been getting, and also if they have formed an association, what really are some of the remedies that they have sought, and has it really worked?
Right, I am at the DB Ozone spot at this point, and there is almost a mini protest happening after our campaign on CNN News 18. Now, as you can see, this poster here says 3,500 DB Ozone buyer protest against delay from DB. DB Ozone buyer waiting for possession since 2009. Even DB Crown buyer gets chopper ride for booking, but here they don't have houses. Now, I'll go across to a few buyers who've been protesting, launching campaigns on their own, fighting for this cause. So, sir, can you tell us, you've been, fighting for your property here.
Yes.
So, what is the kind of response you've been getting from the developer himself?
There is no response from the developer yet. We are constantly in touch with them, but they are keeping on giving us dates and dates. There is no response from their side at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we had a meeting with Mr. Goenka. There was a call we got from on 14th of May that Mr. Goenka wants to have a meeting with us after all this thing that has gone viral on the media. So we met Mr. Goenka along with his entire team, Mr. Vipul Bansal, who happens to be the CEO, then Ms. Jessie Kuruvilla and Mr. Faizan, and we were say about 20-25 people. So Mr. Goenka has given us about 3 options. The first option, he told us about that he has a plot which is adjacent to this DB Ozone project, which was actually a part of DB Ozone project previously, but now since it is falling in the limits of Mumbai Municipal Corporation, so he is trying to sell that particular plot with one of the institutes, financial institutes, and trying to arrange say about some funds from there. Second option, he told us that he is in talks with with Man Infra, who happens to be the contractors for this particular project. So he is planning to hand over that particular project to Man Infra in lieu of getting this project completed. And third option, he told us that he will open. He has a plan of opening up one escrow account for each of the buildings, and then he requested that if he can deposit 11%, which is the pending amount, directly into those escrow accounts, so that the work can commence for all the buildings together, and he can hand over the possession of all the buildings together. So we said the third option is not viable for us because majorly people have taken loan on majority of the people have taken loans on that particular this particular flats. So no institute is going to disburse an advance payment. Yeah.
So that's the solution that the builder has come up with.
Yeah, it was a very weird solution. We don't understand why it was actually put across to us that 11% you already taken 89%, 11% asking for us. I don't understand how can it be put across to us like 11%, because if people would have been in capacity to pay 11%, then probably they would have not been protesting. They would have just waited for possession at the whims and fancies of the TD.
So that's the attitude of the developer at this point. But have you taken any kind of legal measures? Are you going to take the legal route now?
So legal option, as we spoke last time also, legal options are open to us, and as Mr. Vipul Bansal, he himself has in a sort implicated the entire crowd only that okay, you go ahead and just the legal options are open to you. So people have started taking the option, the legal.
The CEO himself has said, okay, go ahead, take the legal options as he does.
He himself said that okay, in the last meeting that was done on 9th of April, I think, 9th of April, when there was a crowd of say about 350-400 people. He said, okay, you people are open to take the legal recourse. That is open to you. So people were actually, we told them that we were not waiting for a suggestion. We know what our rights are. We were planning to have a win-win situation for everybody, because at the end of the day, we want to reside over here. But if that is the thing, that is the attitude, then okay, we will go for it.
So that's what these buyers here are saying, that the developer himself has asked these people to take the legal course, as obviously not much solution. He's not come up with any kind of solution for them. Over the last 4 years, they've been fighting this battle and nothing has materialized, despite these buyers paying almost 90% of the total cost of the project.
Radhika Ramaswamy getting us voices from Mumbai. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'm going straight across to our first caller. This is Mr. Rajiv Kumar, who's calling us this evening from London. I believe he has a flat in Faridabad. Mr. Kumar, go ahead. What do you have to say?
Okay. Dear, first of all, thanks for taking me on the call. I have invested in a project for Triveni Infrastructure Builder in Faridabad, Triveni Galaxy project. Builder is having one more project called Triveni Signature. Builder has got a license of some 6,500 flats in this particular sector in Faridabad in 2007. He did a booking with me and thousands of people like me in 2006 onwards. 10 years have passed on, hardly even the grounds have not been dug up for maximum number of buildings. Only 10% of the project has been completed. People have formed the associations. People are active on social media. The builder is harassing the families of everybody who is active. Their goons are threatening people. They have hired India's best lawyers to harass people, file fake FIRs in different remote places against people.
Okay.
Haryana government is not doing anything at all, on despite thousands of complaints with every department.
Okay.
And we have gone to Indian High Commission. They have recommended a CBI probe, but Indian government is not doing anything despite Indian High Commission request for CBI probe.
Right.
So not sure where do we go.
Okay, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, we're exploring some of those options, so do stay tuned. Thanks very much for calling in all the way from London. In fact, we have another caller, Tarun Deep, calling in from here in the capital, again talking about the same builders in Faridabad, that is Triveni Builders. Through this evening, we've had several callers who are associated with this project of Triveni Builders and complaining about the poor promises, and in fact, many people alleging fraud. Mr. Tarun Deep, go ahead.
See, basically, I have invested around close to 14 lakh rupees in 2006, and it was something that it was my hard-earned money. And I have invested in Builder. When we used to go to site, Builder used to show us one single tower, which he was making, and he used to show all the people. We came to know later that this is your tower. We are making only your tower. Only you invest and you give the rest of the installment for your flat. And we were cheated by this builder. He was not at all, and what we understand is, never interested in completing the project. He has siphoned off the money. We have been asking, we have been going through different courts, taking up to different, we have met the chief ministers, we have even requested prime ministers through sites and all, so that our grievances can be heard, but nothing is happening. We want the CNN to help us in this, getting out our money. We want our flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tarundeep, thank you very much for joining us. You know what I'm going to do is go straight across to Hitesh Jain, who's a lawyer. Hitesh, you've heard these voices come in, one from London. This was Rajiv Kumar. Again, Tarundeep, both of them complaining about one builder, saying the builders are saying, go ahead, if you want to file a case against us, you're most welcome to do. In a situation like this, what do homeowners do? The fact is, you know, homeowners will usually be middle class people, and builders are the ones with money. They are the ones who can hire the best lawyers in this country. What do home buyers do? How do they go about it? Do you recommend them going to court and filing cases?
Well, in my view, they should approach the doors of the court. The situation is not that bad. There are hundreds of examples where in the Bombay High Court, Supreme Court, consumer forums, they have come to the rescue of the home buyers. These are extraordinary situations, and the courts have come with extraordinary remedies for such kind of home buyers. I heard one of the speakers saying that the government, but again they are misguided. See, in a private contract, government has no role. And if you have agreed, come file a collective action, file a collective complaint, file a suit or a proceedings in such a manner where you can take over the entire project. So the courts have come to the rescue of the home buyers. It is not the case that builders are succeeding or money might is working. Fine. I mean, you know, this is something, this is a very common tendency or a language used by the developers that do what you want to do. But moment you challenge or take him to the court or drag him to the court,
right.
I mean, he does comes around and the deterrent does work. I mean, only in my experience, only 2 or 3%, in only 2 to 3% cases are those unscrupulous builders who are not worried about the consequences, who are not even worried about going to the jail, who are not even worried about spending time in the prison. But those, I mean, 90% of developers, those who want to do the business, those who have reputation, even worth the salt also, I'm also including those kind of developers, they do succumb to the remedies which are taken in the court, and if you take appropriate remedies which will coerce them, the home buyers can definitely find a solution.
And the problem is that people are going in for brand names, and brand names are also, you know, going back on their promises, like a JP which has failed to deliver on time, like a Triveni Group which has failed to deliver. So if you are actually looking at people going in for brand names and they too are withdrawing on their promises, then what does a home buyer really do? Let's open the phone lines once again. Lalit Khandelwal calling in from Mumbai. Thanks very much for calling in, sir. Go ahead. What's your experience been? Mr. Khandelwal.
Hello. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for taking our call. Sir, I have booked my flat. In May 2009 in DB Ozone Dahisar project, and they have told me to give possession by December 2012. By May 2012, I have paid 89% of the flat cost. But after that, the construction work stops, and we don't know the reason. Nothing, no communication has been received from the builder. Now, when I have gone for the registration of the flat, they are asking me to pay additional 1,000 rupees per square feet as infrastructure and development charges. This was not told to me at the time of booking, or it is not mentioned in the allotment letter also. And those who have done agreement previously, they are charged around 40 rupees, and now we are charged around 1,000 rupees per square feet. And if I deny to pay them, they don't register the flat. And if now I have paid 89% of the flat cost, I have waited for 7 years, and now not only the possession delayed, but they are trying to extract extra money also. This has increased my flat cost by 30%. So what is the way out? Where should we go? What to do?
Actually, Lalit,
if they don't register the flat, they are ready to pay the amount with the 9% interest. Now, after 7 years, where will I get the flat from that amount?
And a penalty, there is a penalty for builders in situations like yours, but I'm not sure too many home builders want that. What they want is a home. Phone lines continue to be open through the show. So in case you're having a problem with your builder, you need to know what you should be doing going ahead. We have a lawyer right here on the show joining us from Mumbai, Hitesh Jain. Do call us with anything you need to say.
Right. So take a short break. We'll be back with